the community that decides who gets to pull the purse strings and lead the silent. Early on in the campaign season, people have said to me, my vote does not matter. So why should I vote? When you think about the answer to that question, think about what you see around you. Then ask yourself, who can I trust to make a difference? Hafa I'm Nick Delgado. You're watching The Hub. In this episode, we begin by taking you to a Tamuning neighborhood where life for those living there is far from paradise.
Wooden pallets, tarps, cardboard boxes, and a security camera? It's not just a pile on the side of the road. Freddie Garcia invited us in for a tour.
You lived here for 2 months?
Yeah.
A tight space he calls home in a Tamuning neighborhood.
How are things here, Freddie?
I'm good, sir. I'm good.
What made you decide to
just,
start building here?
When I start building here last 2 months ago, and then I collecting the wakura, I asking for the shoeless market
Pallets?
yeah. And then I make bill. Before it's only bottom, but every time the raining hard, still leaking because it's not good.
It's not
And
a
then
full roof.
Yeah, started fix good because the material. It's already I use for the
Okay.
and then I extend for this one for my room.
Freddie using the same material to build upward his 2-story shack. It's cramped in here.
So watch out. You gotta hit.
No worries, I'm good.
Yeah. Good.
Wow, it's tight. This is where you sleep?
Yeah.
How is it living here?
There's only a room. Yeah, sir. Just living room. Only.
Because it's election year. So we're trying to make our leaders see some of the things that they should prioritize. People like you.
Freddie is currently working in construction, but even working for him comes with challenges of its own, from health issues to not being able to get proper medical care. He arrived to Guam in 2003 as an H-2 worker, married a local woman, and had a child.
How did you end up in this living situation? It's not a house.
Yeah, just temporary I built, and then my car is good already, and then I go back my car to work, and then I find a 1 bedroom. Yeah.
Any complaints?
No, only the complaint comes from the people going over there.
And over there is his neighbors, living in similar makeshift homes.
Is it safe?
Yeah,
Safe to go here? Let's walk around.
Even the guests Japanese some people they go.
The tourists walk through here?
You heard right, visitors using this area, a clear eyesore, as a footpath to get easy access to the beach area.
This is its own community.
Yeah. Because now, when, last week they came from the owner. I don't know the owner or the manager for this land. He asked to move out. Even the cops. He said, yeah. That's why everybody gotta move out.
At least 9 others call this place home. Jose Flores is among them.
What's it like here? Living here?
Just living safe, just trying to survive. Yeah, it's okay.
What would you say to our island leaders to help people like you who are going through a hard time?
Yes, I really appreciate that if there is, we get some help, especially right now, I almost got a third stroke. I'm disabled right now, so, so I'm just trying to survive.
You need help.
Yes.
The property surrounded by filth and a countless number of flies. Jose shows us where he sleeps.
My survival room.
Your survival room?
Yeah.
You have a bed?
Yeah, actually, a family, provide me bed, because I used to be laying down in it's like a military cart, so.
Yeah. How many people stay here, do you think?
I don't know exactly right now here with me, I think.
But there looks like there's trash everywhere. I mean, not very comfortable living conditions.
I understand that pretty much we're we're trying to keep up cleaning things. I help clean around here, but I'm not really, that normal to really move around and do what I'm supposed to do if I am really.
You're in a wheelchair. Okay. Well, hopefully you can get the help soon.
Yes, please, yes, we do. We're hoping that will help us, something more decent and safe place to stay.
Back out at Freddy's, we meet up with Philip Noré. His home neighbors it all.
Twice complained.
And nothing's happened. He's built in the right of way. What are they trying to do? Make this look like a slum in Tamuning?
And then the visitors I hear walk through here.
Yes, they
The
do.
tourists.
Yes.
How long has this been a problem?
More than I'd have to find out from my wife, but I think it's been a while. And they've created basically they're living in a dump back there. You can see that, right?
What's the biggest concern? We did walk through there.
What's the biggest concern? The amount of people, et cetera, going through here. Plus, is when a storm comes, where do you think all this is going to go? It's going to go into my house, right? So,
What would you like to say to our leaders? Because I know you did reach out to the mayor, but everyone else that's running for office is listening.
well, I think they need to, these people need help, but they shouldn't be living out here and building illegal shacks right in the middle of a right-of-way in front of people's houses.
If you've got a problem you think we should look into here on The Hub, let us know. Find us on social media at KUAM News or email us at reporters@kuam.com. Coming up next, we head to two southern villages where multiple mayors are vying for those positions. Keep it here. You're watching The Hub. The race is revving up this decision 2024. More people in two southern villages tossing their hats in to be the next mayor, Hoggett and Santa Rita. No doubt, those spots you can't miss when you enter the South. Welcome back to The Hub. The campaign sides are fierce, and at nearly every corner, two candidates taking on the incumbents in Hoggett, while four others in the neighboring village of Santa Rita now hoping to lead as the longtime mayor there steps aside.
More faces popping up in the mayoral race, the neighboring villages of Hoggett and Santa Rita. Alan Rapola has most of the Santa Rita candidate signs on his property. It's a prime spot with heavy traffic entering and exiting his hometown.
You have four.
Yeah, I got four. Three of them, my nieces and nephew, and one is another opponent.
It's a family affair.
Yeah, something like that. That's why they're all out in my yard.
That can make it tough.
It is.
But what are you hoping whoever is victorious after this election year does for Santa Rita?
Do a better job. I mean, no promises, but just do the job that's supposed to be done.
Anything specific that you think the village deserves?
Speed bumps. Like this area right here, nobody cares to stop. It's a three-way stop, but no one cares to stop. I got 14 cars that went through my house, all because they didn't stop.
He wants the candidates to know.
Treat everybody fairly, that's all. I mean, if you're a mayor for Agate or a mayor for Santa Rita and somebody asks for your help, doesn't matter what mayor you're from, help. Because that's what they put you in there for.
Four candidates vying for the spot as current Mayor Del Alvarez decided to retire.
I think it's time for me to retire and enjoy my the rest of my life. You have four people coming for the seat that you've been in all these years. How does that make you feel? Well, it makes me feel good. So everybody wants to try and see what they can do to help the village. And yeah, I feel good about it. What would you say to those candidates? Well, all I'm going to say is work hard, keep your nose clean, and be honest to your people.
The mayor adding, may the best candidate win. Cynthia says the number of candidates should spark voters' interest this election.
Cynthia, what's your thoughts when you saw four new faces trying to be the mayor here?
I know. I'm expecting only two. Both the Democrat and the Republican. I'm a Democrat,
Yeah.
registered Democrat, but I voted for Republican the last time because he showed something.
What do you think wins? What do you think they should prioritize for your village?
The crime.
Is it bad?
I don't like that there's a lot of, how the drugs is rampant.
Break-ins?
Yeah. So we're elderly and we're scared of, somebody's gonna break in on us at night, and we're careful. We hardly leave the house. You know what I mean? I'm gonna ask whoever is running for them. I'm gonna ask them on how they would handle the crime, the drugs. That's my priority.
Terrence Uggan is also hoping whoever wins does better for his village.
If they better the community, it's all good for Guam, you know.
What do you think should be the priority, or what do you hope will be the priority for your neighborhood?
For our neighborhood, it's, just like maybe speed bumps around here because of a lot of speeding. We don't need carelessness around here because we got kids, family, and we all want to keep each other safe. Maybe even like drugs around here, like they should take action into that. Neighborhood watch probably. But it's been pretty good around here lately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything, and you plan to vote?
Yes, I do plan to vote.
Why is it important for you to get out there and exercise that? Right.
Well, to exercise my right and to see if anyone can step up to take better care of the community in Guam.
May the best candidate win. It's what several say in the races with the high participation. But participation works both ways. Get involved. Visit the Guam Election Commission in Tamuning or gec.guam.gov to find out how you can be involved in the election process to decide who you think should lead. And don't forget to head out to the polls on August 3rd to vote. Your Decision 2024 news also includes those in the CNMI. It's where we head to next. After this break, you're watching The Hub. Your vote matters, but only if you show up. Whatever you decide, do it for you and for your community. Welcome back to The Hub. Let's take you now to Saipan, where we speak with young voters about the upcoming election and what matters to them.
Hafa day and welcome to this special edition of CNMI Decision 2024. I'm your host, Tomas Maglonia, and we are at the wonderful cafe, Hafa Bean, where they have great drinks, food, and company. And this is where a lot of local people and tourists visit to have maybe some of the types of conversations we're going to be having today. So thank you so much to Hafa Bean for what they do to our community, for our community, and also for allowing us to be here today and film this interview. Where we're talking with the young voters of the CNMI, ages 18 to 35, the important voting bloc, where in this midterm election, we've spoken to candidates who say that's who they're targeting and want to show up at the polls in November. And so we'll start with a few introductions. We do have one of our panelists online on Zoom who will show you in a second. So maybe Savannah, we'll just start with you. Introduce yourself, maybe how old you are, and a bit of any background you want to share with the Saipan community and the Marianas community watching.
Hi everyone, Hafa day Tiro. My name is Savannah De Los Santos. I am 27 years old. And in terms of background, I do wear multiple hats. So I am still the current reigning Miss Northern Marianas. I also work as a sexual assault response team manager here at the Northern Marianas Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence. However, I will say that a lot of the views that I will have today is definitely not a representation of the organizations that I'm part of, but definitely just a representation of me as an individual.
All right, Gio.
Hafa day Zantur, everybody. My name is Bonnie Gio Sagana. I am 19 years old. I am a student at the Northern Marianas College under the major of social work as well as nursing, and I am the Associated Students of the Northern Marianas College president. I do also want to state that any reflection that I give throughout this conversation is not a reflection of my own institute that I'm in, but just my personal judgment as well.
Okay, well, hi to all of our fans in Guam and CNMI. I'm Ignacio, and I am 30 years old, so I'm the oldest one amongst the three of us. I am a speech therapist, and I am very fortunate to have this chance to speak and to be amongst these wonderful folks. And as the previous two speakers said, all that I'm going to share represent my views. It does not represent my work. It does not represent the folks that I work for, but my own views.
All right, thank you all for those disclosures as well. I know it's sometimes difficult to speak so openly, but thanks for joining the conversation. And so, again, we're not here to talk necessarily about who you're supporting or what party you're a part of. We want to hear about the issues that matter to you. So here's the first question. It's a big question. What issues matter to you in this election? And when you head to the polls in November, some of you, I believe, are first-time voters. Others might have voted before. But what issues come to mind that you hope candidates discuss in the field? And maybe, Savannah, since you're online, we'll go ahead and just start with you again.
Okay. There are a lot of issues that definitely matter to me. I know that when it comes to the work that I do, it's kind of everything that I drink, eat, breathe, and live. And so I work a lot with sexual assault and domestic violence and teen dating violence. I definitely speak from a survivor advocate point of view when I say this, but the issues of sexual assault, sexual harassment, domestic violence, teen dating violence, child abuse and neglect, those are definitely issues that are super important to me. I really believe that it really starts in the home, and oftentimes when it comes to trauma and how it's passed on, it plays a huge role in our community if we care about those issues. If we're addressing issues like sexual assault or domestic violence, I mean, even in terms of research and statistics, the numbers are really high. So I believe it is like 1 in 3 women will experience some form of violence in their life, and I believe 1 in 6 men. And so even in terms of that, there are a lot of people within our CNMI community who are victims, who are survivors, and I just really want to have people who are in office who care about those people and care about their well-being and just trying to get them the support that they need.
All right, Ignacio, maybe we'll go to you next.
Sure. So I've really thought about this, and I came up with the three S's: schools, safety, and salapi. Schools because I just love school, and I don't want to think about where I would be had it not been for the schooling that I've received and all that I have gone through and learned. And so I believe that whoever wins in these elected seats, I want them to support our schools, because the more that our kids receive those experiences and those skills, and the more that they learn, then they will grow up and become the workforce that we will need to bring the CNMI into the future. And that happened with us, right? We all had gone through a school, and we've all achieved so much, and we use those skills now to help those around us. And that's my wish for the young kids now. For safety, every time, Tom, I open up my news apps and I look at the news from around the world. And it breaks my heart when I see news of crimes, of things that are just going really horribly wrong in the world. And every time I look at those headlines, and every time I read those pieces of news, it makes me feel grateful that I still feel safe here. This is home. This is where I live, and I love being here. But more than that, I feel safe here.
Learn more by visiting votecnmi.gov.mp and head over to KUAM News' YouTube channel now for the full interview with CNMI youth voters. Next up on the Hub, the Guam Election Commission gives us important information for candidates here on Guam. Keep it here. August 3rd is when you decide, so register to vote today. There's also still time if you are thinking about leading yourself and picking up a candidate packet. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of The Hub. I'm Nick Delgado. We close out with a visit now to the Guam Election Commission with Executive Director Maria Pangilinan. Heads up candidates, this interview is for you. Stay safe everyone. See you next time here on The Hub. Maria, thank you for joining us again this week on The Hub. So what's there, I'm sure last week we spoke about what's important things for voters to know ahead of the election. What about the candidates? It's, I think, now less than a couple of weeks before the filing deadline on May 3rd.
May 3rd is the filing deadline. The office will be open and we will make sure that anybody that's in the office by 5 o'clock, we will accommodate. But at 5:01, we cannot accommodate. We have to make sure that our candidates know to try to file your candidacy early. If there are any discrepancies, if there's a hiccup or anything, there's still time to fix it when you file early. So our candidates have been coming in. They've also been attending candidate seminars. So as you know, the Guam Election Commission hosts candidate seminars. It's every third Wednesday and Thursday of the month. On Wednesdays it's at 5:30 and on Thursdays it's at 2:00 p.m.
Not mandatory.
Not mandatory. And the trend is they come back more than once. It's a lot of information to swallow at one time. Chapter 17 is the most common and most popular section.
What is that?
Campaign finance.
Oh,
so yes,
important.
Yes, so they, so we have discussions on all that. And like I said, candidates have come more than once to these candidate seminars.
Is a lot of them newcomers that you've noticed?
I think so. If you go look across the island, there are a few mayors that are not running, and at least one vice mayor that's not running. So there's quite a few. Yes, there's quite a few newcomers, and for the Guam Election Commission, it says possibly higher voter turnout.
Wow. And have we been seeing more people come in to register, seeing as we are having new candidates in the race?
Nick, what's really interesting for me, Pashano mentioned to me that our mayors, voter registrars, as well as our volunteer voter registrars have been really busy. And even our online voter registration has picked up a bit. So yes, we're getting them. But Nick, the most important is that all these newly registered voters,
yes,
let's get our candidates to make sure that they show up on election day or for early voting.
And so the filing of the candidates, they also have to make sure that they have all of their signatures and their petitions. And
yes. So we have to, here at our office, at the counter, our staff will make sure, we'll make sure that the whole packet is complete. We are not to accept incomplete packets. So if a packet's not complete, typically the candidate will come back. We will go through the whole packet. We will not accept it. We'll go through the whole packet and check what else is missing so that they can come back and really file. We will look at their candidate information card. We will look at all the petitions. The petitions must be duly signed by the circulator, and we need to make sure that there are enough signatures that are required. And for the
based on the race that they're
for the typical mayor, it's 100 signatures. So they just need to turn in the minimum. They just need to have the minimum number of signatures. That's not to say that we will count all of them, but because the staff here will vet and make sure that they're registered voters and they only sign. We will accept only, we will accept the signature of a voter only the number of times that there are seats. For example, let me try to explain that better. If there's only one mayoral seat up for the election, so Nick Delgado, who's from Melesu, can only sign one time.
Okay.
If Nick Delgado signs twice, the signature we will accept will be of the candidate who turned in their file here at the GEC first.
First come, first serve for that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. It's not dependent on when Nick signed.
Got it.
It's dependent on when the candidate turned in his or her packet.
And I'm seeing the list because you guys post the list and it updates daily. The spreadsheet of those candidates, those potential candidates that pick up a packet, that's quickly growing, but also the number of those that have since filed early. But what if May 3rd comes around and I'm here, one of the candidates with my packet, but then there are some things that need to be addressed.
And if it's not 5 o'clock yet, he or she can address it. If it's 5 o'clock, we're sorry.
Very
And
important reminder to all those candidates out there, get it in as early as possible, especially if you want to avoid not being accepted, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Wow.
And also for the candidates, you know, one of our most important partners are the media. Is Nick Delgado and KUAM. Seriously. And what happens is the more visibility these candidates have, the better off they are. So with the candidate information card, we ask them to check off what kind of contact information they'd like us to make public.
Okay.
Okay?
And a reminder for those out there, if you want to find out more information, if you're still contemplating to this day, if you want to run for office, or if you just want to register to vote, you can head over to the gec.guam.gov. We also have all the information similarly on kuam.com. And if you see this around town, a little QR code to help you get on your way. Maria, thank you so much for your time. We'll spend the next few weeks just unpacking what else the voters and the candidates need to know so that we're ready for the primary.
Si Zeus Masi Nick Delgado.
Thank you.